Today we'll be looking at the top 8 most downloaded street car mods on Racedepartment. We've got everything from JDMs, American muscle, German machinery, and of course, some Italian exotica. So buckle up because we're gonna dive straight into this treasure trove of automotive goodness, starting with our first car at number 8. With 105,000 downloads, say hello to this sexy Singer 911. There was a reason why Porsche abandoned air cooling after the 993 generation of the 911. It was just way too costly to get more power and efficiency from the air-cooled engines to meet modern standards. Singer basically looked at that and said, screw the cost, we're doing it. And that's how we ended up with this car here. Because the Singer cars are bespoke and engineered to perfection, if you need to ask, you probably can't afford it. Automotive journalists have compared the engine in the Singer to the engines of such legendary cars such as the McLaren F1, the BMW E46 M3 CSL, and the Lexus LFA. The materials list is straight from Formula 1, with sodium-filled titanium engine valves, Inconel and titanium for the exhaust, and magnesium for the engine fan. It would be impossible to cover everything about this car, and since we don't need a Donor 964 to get a taste of the Singer 911 in Assetto Corsa, go ahead and download this car and immerse yourself in automotive greatness. At number 7 on our list, and this isn't so much a car as it is a sledgehammer. It's the Koenigsegg One, and this car holds the title as the world's first production mega car. So forget about kilowatts because this car can generate enough power for 750 homes all at once. However, even though the car produces 1 megawatt of power, that's not why the 1 is called what it is. The real reason is even better. You see, this car has 1 horsepower for every kilogram that the car weighs, giving it a power-to-weight ratio of 1:1. To put things in perspective, the power-to-weight ratio of the Bugatti Veyron is almost half that of this car. Throttle finesse is the name of the game here when piloting this rocket ship, and while there are a couple of niggles with this mod, I still had great fun blasting it down the highways when it wasn't trying to kill me. Moving on to number 6 on our list, and it's perfect that it's the number of the beast. Because if beauty and the devil are the same thing, then this car has it all. Even the name of the car, the Lamborghini Diablo S30 Jota, has a deeply special meaning. You see, Jota refers to the letter J in Spanish, which refers to Appendix J in the FIA rulebook, which defines technical regulations to make a car qualify as a race car. Thank goodness to the savvy marketing department at Lamborghini back then, otherwise this car could have been known as the Lamborghini Diablo Appendix J. Unlike regular non-appendix Diablos, this car is rear-wheel drive only and has a race engine that produced 100 bhp more than the original Diablo. It also had a speedo which showed up to 400 km per hour. And it's not just for show, because back in the day, this was a car that could accelerate from 0 to 100 in just 3.8 seconds and had a top speed of 211 miles per hour. And following the theme of our previous 2 cars where rarity is a common thread, only 28 of these examples were ever built. Go on, you know you want to unleash the beast. At number 5 now, with over 110,000 downloads, this Cosworth RS500 pack consists of not 1, not 2, but 5 totally different versions of this car. So while the Sierra Cosworth had a decent number produced from the factory, the RS500 variant is a homologation special and is limited to, well, just 500 units. These were street legal, upgraded versions of the standard Sierra Cosworth, but this car was known to be able to handle massive power increases, and that's exactly what we have here with this Group A BTCC RS500 that produces more than double the power of the street legal version with 500 bhp and 700 Nm of torque. The DTM version is essentially a detuned BTCC car with less boost and makes do with just 350 horsepower. The creators of the mod also added ABS and a limited slip differential to balance this car against the other Kuno's DTM cars such as the BMW E30 DTM and the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo 2. On top of this, you also get a Group A rally version with 330 horsepower and 400 Nm of torque, and the drift version as well. I doubt any RS500 owners these days would try drifting their cars, but that's the beauty of Assetto Corsa, isn't it? And now let's take a step back in time with over 113 downloads of pure American muscle with the Mustangs from the 70s. This classic pony car oozes vintage charm, and you get 6 different versions in the car pack. There's 2 versions of the Mark 1, the Boss 302, 429, the 429 SE, and the Boss SE. While the Mustang never took part in NASCAR, the 429 was the engine that Ford used to go NASCAR racing and sealed the spot in history for the Boss 429 Mustang. Superb attention to detail and a great addition to the usual European cars that we get from Kunos. And that brings us nicely to number 3 of our list of top street car mods. And we're going to 1994 for this with the cars from the OG Need for Speed video game series. Here's the Ferrari 512 TR and the Diablo VT. That's right, these were the first 2 cars in the very first Need for Speed game, and while I'm pretty sure I did play the original game back then, I'm so happy that we get to enjoy these beauties now on Assetto Corsa. Back then, supercars were built to bite your head off, and you definitely get the sense of theatre when driving either of these 2 beauties. Set up a canyon drive with opponents of the same cars and let the mountains come alive with the sound of music. At number 2, with more than 180,000 downloads, this is the 2007 GD Subaru WRX. What makes this mod unique is that this is the Assetto Corsa incarnation of someone's actual car, and that someone happens to be one of the legends of AC modding who's known as Aphid God on Racedepartment. Built ground up from a 3D photo scan of his actual car, this is possibly the most graphically detailed WRX mod. This is his actual car and it isn't stock, so to keep things as close as possible to his real life car, every modded part was weighed and accounted for in this mod so that it's a 1-to-1 match to his actual car. The rumble from that boxer engine sounds great as well, and it's an absolute joy to drive this car. Here it is with more than 375,000 downloads. This car is by far the most downloaded street car mod on Racedepartment. Channel your inner Ayrton Senna with this mod, as there are actually 9 different versions of the NSX to get your VTEC hit. There's some Acura versions, some Honda versions, and of course only one variant which wears the red badge. There's even the limited Alex Zanardi edition, which was a special lightweight version of this car. An interesting tidbit of info is that Zanardi is credited for starting the tradition of the Victory Donut. And there you have it, these 8 mods with more than 1 million downloads represent the top choices for street car enthusiasts in Assetto Corsa. So check them out and hit the subscribe button if you like this video. I'll see you guys at the next video.